Hello students, welcome to the Pole Science of Class 11 Arts, and today we will start a new chapter, and the chapter's name is Executive. So we will proceed understanding about the executive and its types in this new chapter. So without delaying, let us proceed then. So we would first understand about the definition related to the executive. So executive is the branch of government that executes the laws, and it includes all departments and institutions that are involved in state administration. For example, president, ministers, administrative officials, and other important civil servants. So if we want to understand in simple language about the executive, so executive can be related or can be called as the branch of the government. That means the government which comes into power and which forms the government, that can be told as the executive. So it is actually the branch of government that executes the laws. Whatever the execution of law is there, the legislature will make the law and the executive will execute the law. Clear? So executive is the branch of government that has the power to execute the law, and it includes all departments and institutions that are involved in state administration. Clear? So in simple language, you can define executive as the branch of government which executes laws, and along with being the branch of the government that has the power to execute laws, it also includes all departments that are involved in state administration. And who are those departments and institutions? That are presidents, ministers, administrative officials, and other important civil servants. So all these persons will be involved in the executive. That can be president also, that can be ministers also, that can be administrative officials also, and other important civil servants also come under this executive branch. Clear? After that, moving on to the types, that is kinds of executive. So there are basically two kinds of executive. Number one is single executive and number two is plural executive. So under single executive, the whole executive authority is concentrated in one person, called solitary executive as well. Clear? So as by the word itself, you can easily understand that whatever the executive, and as we know that the executive is the branch of the government that executes the law, and here many persons are involved. Maybe that can be ministers also, that can be president also, that can be other civil servants also. So talking about the single executive, we can say that the whole executive authority, whatever the authority of the executive is there under single executive, it is in the hands of a single person. Clear? And the whole power is given to that particular individual or one person. And in terms of single executive, we can tell that single executive is related to the presidential form of government, in which all the authority is in the hands of a single person, that is the president. That's why single executive can be prevalent under the presidential system of or presidential form of government. Clear? Now moving on to its second type, that is the plural executive. The plural executive limits the power of a governor by distributing power, usually associated with a chief executive among many elected political leaders. Example, working of an ancient governmental systems. So if we talk about plural executive, that can be said as or defined as the power of the executive or that particular executive which are related to the plural executive can be defined as the system in which the powers are distributed usually among different persons or different members, in which it can be associated with chief executive among many elected political leaders. That means the power will be, or the portfolio, the various departments under plural executive will be distributed evenly among different persons, so that a single person cannot become dictator in nature. As we have seen that in single executive all the powers are vested in the hands of president. But in the case of plural executive, we can surely say that because of the powers or the portfolios that are subdivided or that are usually distributed among various leaders, and because of its nature, a single or a particular leader cannot become dictator in nature. Clear? After that, talking about the organization, that is, the executive branch of government consists of all political and non-political office bearers and the civil servants involved in the day-to-day administration. So if we want to understand about the working structure of executive, we can say that this executive involves people that can be elected members also and the non-elected members also. Elected members means those will be those persons whom we have elected through the right to vote. These are the elected members. And non-elected office bearers are those which are appointed by the government. And along with the non-political members, there are civil servants too, who have come through appointment through the IAS or the Indian Administrative Service exams. So the civil servants are also there in the executive branch. So as a whole, this executive branch consists of three types of persons. One, who are politically elected leaders. Number two is non-politically elected persons, those can be termed as office bearers also. And thirdly, civil servants are also included. And these three categories of people, starting from political, non-political and civil servants, are actually appointed for smooth functioning of day-to-day activities that are required or that are related to the working of executive. The following institutions, office bearers and agencies are involved in the execution of public policies, and the leaders are involved in the execution of law, and after that these laws or certain policies which are to be executed or framed in a proper way. So all these things are done by the office bearers and agencies. And these office bearers and agencies, which are actually non-political members, actually make sure that there can be a proper executions of all these public policies. Why this is named as public policies? Because these policies are actually framed keeping in mind about the benefits and welfare of the society as well as the people. So that therefore the non-elected members, which can include or which includes office bearers and agencies, will make sure that all these public policies are properly executed. So with this we have come to the end of today's topic, and in today's topic we have first gone through the definition of executive, which says that it is the branch of government that executes laws. Clear? It is related to the branch of government and it executes law, and according to that it includes all the elected, non-elected and civil servants in this executive. We have also read about the kinds of executive, which are two in number. One is single executive, where the whole authority of the executive is in the hands of a single person, for example the president, and this single executive can be seen in the presidential form of government. And talking about plural executive, all the powers and authority of the executive are evenly distributed among different members, so that that particular executive cannot or individual cannot become dictator in nature. After that, we read about the organizations, how the executive is run, in which we have read that it includes all political members, elected members, non-elected, non-political members, which can be agencies and office bearers, and civil servants. And after the elected members will execute the law, the office bearers and the agencies will make sure of the proper execution of all these public policies. So with this, I will wind up today's topic, and I hope that you have understood all the points related to today's topic. So with that, I will wind up today's topic. Thank you.